Hello and welcome to all the viewers to AM News here on Global Television. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I'm Edikan Michael. President Bola Tinubu has reiterated his administration's resolve to pursue a comprehensive economic security framework for the country while addressing foundational challenges and creating a fair and equitable system in which all Nigerians can thrive. Our president started this while hosting leaders of Afenifere, the Apex Yoruba Social Culture Group, at the State House in Abuja. Kikelomo Kere was there for Global Television.
Speaking when he received leaders of Afenifere leaders, the president says his administration is re-engineering Nigerian finances and seeking to boost the purchase power of citizens and spread prosperity down the line by instituting a credit system where the element of cash is not an impediment to a significantly enhanced standard of living for all citizens, adding that Nigeria must secure itself economically first before it can achieve any of its more sophisticated objectives.
We have the solid mirror that has attracted a lot of insecurities, scavenging, and others. Then we have special forces that is facing that now. We will have an effective forest guards that will be, fully in control of our forests in the country.
Speaking on the security, the president declared that those who threaten the sovereignty of Nigeria will pay a heavy price.
From hosting flags on the Nigerian properties and sovereignty, we have degraded terrorism to a level that they could not threaten the sovereignty of this country any longer.
Earlier in his remark, His Royal Majesty Oba Olufalaye commended the president for his courageous decision and for the rehabilitation of the Third Mainland Bridge in Lagos, as well as other critical ongoing projects. He urged the president not to relent in ensuring fairness and equity for all Nigerians, while noting the importance of a constitutional amendment to devolve more powers to states. President Tinubu, however, thanked the esteemed delegation for their prayers and support, assuring them that he will not relent in his resolve to advance Nigeria. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
The National Assembly has again postponed the resumption of plenary to April 30 to allow for the full renovation of both main chambers. The Senate and House of Representatives had shifted resumption after its Easter and Eid recess to April 23rd. It announced the rescheduling of its plenary resumption. The notice of the postponement of resumption by the clerk of the Senate, Chinedu Akubeze, also stated that lawmakers will also be reconvening back to the main chambers upon resumption. Additionally, the extended timeline will allow for more concerted preparation for the legislative summit on state police, as well as the one on tax reforms, revenue enhancement, and digital transformation coming up in the next 2 weeks. Our former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has been declared wanted by the EFCC for offenses relating to economic and financial crimes to the tune of 80.2 billion naira. And anybody with information as to his whereabouts should please report immediately to the Commission or the nearest police station, the Commission said. And now the Commissioner of Police, FCT, CP Benoit Igwe, has expressed heartfelt gratitude on behalf of the management and personnel of the FCT Police Command for the kind gesture of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike for fulfilling his promise to the command. The minister directed the FCT Command to hunt down and arrest and neutralize two wanted bandits and kidnapping kingpins who had been terrorizing Abuja, particularly the Buhari, Duselaji, and Kubwa axis. He backed the decisive actions and directives by placing a bounty of 20 million naira on two notorious and most wanted kidnappers on February 14, 2024, and has matched his words with action following the arrest of the two wanted kidnappers. Bayelsa State are yet to assess humanization due to the terrain and riverine nature of the state. The media head to Bayelsa Deputy Governor Deborah Atasi in a statement stated that UNICEF also donated 6 brand new water and ambulances boats to boost immunization coverage and primary care delivery services in the riverine communities of the state. Speaking during the donation ceremony in Yanagwa, a UNICEF country representative in Nigeria, Christian Madwete, applauded the state government for prioritizing healthcare delivery services, especially in the primary healthcare sector. She noted the 6 water ambulances donated by UNICEF and its partners were meant to close up existing gaps in the health sector, as Bayelsa still had about 20,000 children yet to reach for immunization. Although fewer than 16 persons were found dead and 20 others injured when a commercial vehicle plying the Baga Kokowa Road in the Kukawa local government area of Borno State drove over an improvised explosive device suspected to have been planted by a terrorist group. Credible military intelligence sources told Makama, a counterinsurgency expert and security analyst in the Lake Chad region. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has directed all computer-based state center owners to arrest any parent who is found near any of their facilities during the 2024 UTME exercise. The body said all arrangements have been concluded for the conduct of the 2024 UTME, which will be held in over 700 CBT centers across the nation. The directive was issued at the final briefing of the computer-based state center owners, which was held virtually. The board said the directive became necessary following the intrusive disposition of some parents during the board's previous exercise. A former Speaker of the Kaduna State House of Assembly, Yusuf Zalani, has denied claims that the 9th Assembly under his leadership approved the $350 million World Bank loan obtained by former Governor Nasir El-Rufai. The Kaduna State House of Assembly had set up a fact-finding committee to probe all finances, loans, and contract projects awarded, as well as other financial spending and abandoned projects initiated by the immediate past governor between 2015 to 2023 under El-Rufai's administration. The Speaker of the Assembly, Yusuf Liman, inaugurated the 13-man committee during plenary. The constitution of the committee followed a motion moved by the member representing Karu constituency, Mugu Yusuf, asking the House to investigate all the loans obtained by the El-Rufai administration. As the National Executive Committee meeting of the People's Democratic Party met yesterday in Abuja, 60 opposition lawmakers in the House of Representatives seeking the removal of the party's acting national chairman, Umaru Damagun, warned the dangers of delaying the decision till August 2024. The meeting was concluded by the All Progressive Congress loyalists and the PDP backing him up to give them room to use the extension period to inflict irreversible damage on the PDP by filing the over 19 PDP state executive with pro-APC members and state party officials. NEC members must stop this madness today if they want the PDP to survive, the House of Representative members insist. And our troops of the Nigerian Army deployed in the Northeast have rescued one of the kidnapped students from the Chibok Secondary School, Lydia Simon. A statement from the Department of Army Public Relations said Lydia, who was on serial number 68, was rescued along with her 3 children by troops conducting Operation Desert Sanity 3. So far, out of the 271 students that were kidnapped by the Boko Haram insurgents, 57 girls escaped shortly in 2014, 103 were released through the intervention of the federal government, 20 others were freed by the effort of the state government, while 92 students are still in captivity. A federal high court in Abuja has dismissed an application by the former governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, challenging the powers of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to prosecute him. Obiano was arraigned on January 24, standing trial on 9 charges involving an alleged 4 billion naira theft. Both in a preliminary objection filed by the defendant through his lawyer, Onyechi Ikpeazu-San, he said the EFCC lacked the power to prosecute him. Also urged the court to quash the instant charges against him, describing them as an abuse of court process. You're watching AM News here on Global Television. We're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using our Global TV engine and other handles that are shown on your screen. When AM News returns, federal government deploys technology to detect sudden power drop. These and other top stories coming right after this break. Please stay with us. You're watching Global Television News live broadcasts. Many thanks for staying with us. On the foreign scene, Ukraine's Prime Minister has stated that there will be a third world war if Ukraine loses the conflict with Russia, as he urged the United States Congress to pass a long-stalled foreign aid bill. Denis Shmyhal expressed careful optimism that United States lawmakers will pass a hotly contested measure, which has $61 billion and 49 billion euros, and backed by Kyiv. The House of Representatives is set to vote on the package this Saturday. The proposal includes funding for Israel as well as the Indo-Pacific. Russia says any fresh American aid for Ukraine will not make a difference on the battlefield. Our situation on the front line is looking unfavorable to Kyiv. Two German-Russian men were arrested in Bavaria on suspicion of spying for Russia and planning blasts and arson attacks to undermine Berlin's military support for Ukraine. The pair, identified only as Dieter Etz and Alexander J., were arrested in the city of Bayreuth in the southeastern Germany. The men accused Dieter Etz is alleged to have scouted potential target for attacks, including facilities of the United States Armed Forces station in Germany. They are suspected of having been active for foreign intelligence service in what prosecutors describe as particularly serious case of espionage. According to prosecutors, the Dieter Etz had been exchanging information with a person linked to Russian intelligence service since October 2023, discussing possible sabotage act. And in the world of business, in a bid to address the recurrent collapse of Nigeria's power grid, the federal government has deployed a new technology to detect and respond to sudden drops of dips in power generation across the country. Nigeria witnessed its sixth power grid collapse of 2024, the preceding day, as the electricity generation of the system collapsed from 2,583.77 megawatt at 2 a.m. on Monday to 64.7 megawatt around 3 a.m. before the grid was restored later in the day. Though the Transmission Company of Nigeria attributed the cause of Monday's grid collapse to a fire incident, it had been consistently blamed gas for shortage of power generation and the vandalism of power infrastructure for the recurrent cases of grid collapse in the country. The Central Bank of Nigeria has clarified reasons for the significant decline in the nation's foreign exchange reserves, asserting that it wasn't preliminary aimed at defending the naira, as commonly believed, but rather to partially repay debt owed to creditors. The bank further expressed a desire to minimize its involvement in the market, aiming to foster a scenario where prices are determined through the interactions of willing buyers and sellers. The Central Bank Governor Olayemi Kadoso gave the explanation during the ongoing International Monetary Fund World Bank Spring Meetings holdings in Washington, D.C., United States. On entertainment, American rapper Nelly and R&B sensation Ashanti have announced their engagement and the impending arrival of their first child together. The couple shared the news in an interview, making a new chapter in their relationship. The singer revealed her excitement about impending motherhood, emphasizing the joy of sharing the experience with her family, fiancé, and devoted fans who have supported her throughout her career. Ashanti and Nelly's journey to parenthood comes after a long and storied relationship. The couple initially began dating in 2003, but parted ways in 2013. And in sport, Mikel Arteta has urged Arsenal to use the pain of the Champions League quarter-final exit against Bayern Munich to fill their Premier League title bid. Arteta's side failed to clinch a first semi-final appearance since 2009 as Joshua Kimmich's second-half header gave Bayern a 1-0 second-leg win and a 3-2 aggregate success. It was a bitter evening in the morning for Arteta and his players, who has dreamed of leading Arsenal to their maiden Champions League crown. And on title holders, Manchester City are out of the UEFA Champions League following a 4-3 penalty shootout defeat to Real Madrid in their quarter-final second leg at Etihad Stadium. Madrid beat Man City 4-3 on penalties to progress to their 33rd Champions League semi-final. Manchester City outplayed Real Madrid once more, but this time they lacked the cutting edge and arrogance, and the Champions League iron came to an organizing end on penalties. Bernardo Silva and Matu Kovacic were the culprits as they were thwarted by Madrid goalkeeper Andriy Lunin in the shootout after a 1-1 draw following 90 minutes and an extra time. England's Football Association FA Cup replays will be scrapped from the first round onwards in the 2024 to 2025 competition. All rounds of the Emirates FA Cup will also be played on weekends, including the fifth round, which has been played in midweek for the past 5 seasons. The changes came as part of a new 6-year agreement between the Football Association FA and the Premier League. Matches will start in mid-August following a consecutive 3-week summer break instead of a short spell of rest in the winter, with addition coming from expert advice from medical and technical department. And as we wrap up AM News, let's take a look at the top story. The federal government met Afenifere leaders and shot on security equity. Around JAMB have ordered arrests of parents found at CBT centers. National Assembly have shifted resumption to April 30. 16 fired killed by terrorist bomb in Bano. At the far scene, Ukraine's one of World War III ahead of long-stalled Congress aired vote. And the Sports Football Association Cup replayed to be scrapped from first round. And that's a package here on AM News on Global Television. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now shown on the screen. I'm Medican Mike, many thanks for watching, and shortly by 8 a.m. we'll take a newspaper review here on Global Television. Stay with us.